Hello everyone, I do hope you're all well and having a good summer so far. Well, here we are at the end of August, and just to update you about the decision that's been made for Open House next term. But before I do that, I just wanted to share just a little story that Jesus told, which is in the Bible, in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke in the New Testament. Jesus was talking about two very different types of people. And Jesus said, if you listen and obey God's word, then you're like the wise man. Here he is. He decided to build a house. And he built a house on the rock. And then the rain came. There we are. The rain came down and the floods came out and the wind crashed against the house. But it didn't fall down because it was built on a good foundation. Then Jesus said, if you hear God's words and you don't obey them, you're like the foolish man. Here he is. And he decided to build a house, but he built his house on the sand. And then the rain came. And the rain came down and the floods came out and the winds beat and crashed against the house. But the house crashed down and fell down, and all you were left with was a pile of rubble. Oh dear. And that was all because he didn't build his house on a firm foundation. And so Jesus said, if you build your life on Jesus and Jesus' words, then you'll be strong inside. But if you don't build your life on Jesus' words, then you won't be strong inside, you'll be weak inside. Jesus said, everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice will be like the wise man who built his house on the rock, on a firm foundation. And so that when difficulties come, when things go wrong in our lives, we're still strong because we have Jesus walking beside us. And that's what we want in our lives, isn't it? For Jesus to be with us and walk beside us. And we're going to sing about that now with Christine. And then Linda's going to do some craft. And then I'll pop back in a minute.
Hello everyone. Now here's just a little arts and crafts thing that I found based on the story that Christine's just told us about the houses that were built. There were the houses built on the rock that the wise man built, and the houses built on the sand that the foolish man built. Now for this, all I've done is taken some tubes and painted them, and then just with a pen drawn on some windows and doors and some flowers growing up the side. And for the roof, there's just a little cake case. Now, if you didn't have a cake case, you could just perhaps use a cone of paper put on the top. So they're all done. And I'm just going to put this house in with the other ones in the sand. Oh dear, they do look a little bit wobbly, don't they? These look quite strong, but these look a little bit wobbly. Let's just hope they stand up straight just for a little bit longer so that you can see them. You could make some yourself at home, couldn't you? And perhaps if you do, you could send us a picture to show us the ones that you've made.
Thank you, Linda and Christine, for the great craft challenge and the song. And now, before we say goodbye, I just want to update you all on our plans for next term. We've discussed this with the leadership of the church, and we all feel that in the best interest and safety of us all, Open House will not be starting term on the 8th of September as originally planned. However, we will continue to review the situation and keep you updated regularly. So do keep checking on our church website on www.fvfc.org.uk on the Open House page, of course, but I will continue to update you by email. But having said that, we thought it would be rather nice to catch up with everybody, and we invite you all to meet us on the Gallops on Tuesday 8th of September, which, as I've said, would have been our first day of term, between 10:30 and 11:30am for a teddy bears picnic. So bring your favourite teddy if you have one. We will park ourselves somewhere near the swing area, and we'll hopefully have our Open House banner so that you can actually see where we are. Obviously, we would all need to adhere to social distancing rules. So you would have to bring your own picnic, drinks and toys, etc. Because we won't be supplying anything at all. But Christine will probably do a song time. Now, if it's pouring with rain or a really horrible day, then obviously we won't be meeting and we'll rearrange something else. It would be lovely if you could join us for a catch-up on that day. So God bless you all, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.